If a nation falls to war due to outside influence, it will rise again. But if a nation loses its identity, if it is so ashamed of the grievances of its past that it refuses to acknowledge the prosperities born of it, then it will ultimately collapse. The deconstruction of the nuclear family and the assault upon the providence of man have paved the way for the backward and hostile social environment that our youth and young men are struggling with today. They have tipped the spears of this assault with the artificial normalization of addiction and pornography amongst our generations past, leading to a rise in modern liberal and feminist hierarchies which have risen not within our middle class, but within the intellectuals, the scientists, and the scholars who have been leashed by the financial elite. These so-called progressive ideas that are being funded and shoved down the West's throats by these few aforementioned financial elite have destroyed the blood, sweat, and tears of 1,000 years' worth of generations through means of mass migration, social apathy, concentrated funding towards liberal parties, and the decadence of society and culture. For the Western nations that have fallen to the influence of cultural liberalism that consistently demands an apologetic, subservient social role from the Caucasian male in exchange for a more exploratory experience, combined with the artificially bloated markets of the West, have crippled the morale of our present youth. The devil is the world's greatest liar, and through the means of ill-placed finance, he has managed to convince the world that the inexchangeable system of individual and social liberties that took all the histories of mankind to formulate, that have been proved durable for the last 250 years, somehow more favorably belong in the hands of a man-made governing authority in the form of licensed bureaucracy. The temporary fear and division that was fueled by the influence of a manipulative, domestic mainstream media of the past convinced our fathers to yield our privatized liberties to a deceitful government who is only loyal to their own convenience. These same organizations that hate us, whom we demonized 20 years ago, have flooded our streets, infiltrated our lawfare, and are overriding our cultures and histories to appeal to their barbaric laws in which they claim divine authority. We have allowed ourselves to become so unfit, so morally deprived, and identically incohesive that we are unable to form a functioning society without a bureaucrat placing a rulebook in our hands. The generations before us sold our intellectual independence because they allowed a license or a price tag to be placed on every God-given freedom. We have sold liberty for security, and now we have neither and deserve neither until we take up arms and set it right.